Hi, I'm John,
And I'm Becca.
and we're just a couple of empty nesters.
We like to share our adventures and our travels, and currently we are on our third full day at the Villages, Florida.
This is the morning of the third day of our visit, and it's about 90 degrees probably at this time.
It was 75% humidity. We are hot but happy. I'm totally red faced, and both of our shirts were completely soaked. This was the most fun that John said he'd had on this trip.
Yep, so stay tuned to find out what we did. All right, we're back to our place. That was so much fun.
It was. And people were so nice and so patient with us playing pickleball. We almost chickened out. I mean,
Yeah.
I was literally this close because everybody looked like they knew what they were doing more so than us. We ended up switching up, not always playing together, playing with different people all the time. We met tons of nice people.
Yeah, we were
Some
actually very intimidated at first. Like, neither one of us is real extroverts. And we got there, we were late. We misjudged the time for some reason. We were late, and they're already playing, and it looked like everybody knew what they're doing. And we were just standing in this line. We thought we were just watching, like a lot of people will watch, but it turns out we were rotating in.
We're next.
Right. And so, luckily, we talked to the nicest lady named Peggy, and we had already talked amongst ourselves that we were ready to leave because we didn't know how it worked. We didn't know what we were doing.
We were chickening out.
Right. We were chickening out. We're like, okay, there's an even more beginner thing at 7 a.m. We'll just do that tomorrow. And luckily, Peggy didn't leave, and so we didn't want to leave. But it was so fun. I mean, we played for, what, over 2 hours?
2 hours.
I mean, playing with tons of people. We eventually split up and we're playing separately.
And kudos to people who were much, like decades older than we were out there playing. I mean, it wasn't so sunny, but it was hot and humid. We are definitely dehydrated, but because they all said, "Oh, you're a young one," and I'm like, "You guys are doing this right because you all would never pass for your age in Lexington because they don't act their age."
Right.
I said, "People here just don't age."
Yeah.
One guy explained it. He's like, "We pickle here," and I'm like, "Because of pickleball?" He goes, "No, the alcohol." And then the other guy disagreed with him.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of fun.
So don't let yourself be intimidated because we almost missed out on a really awesome, fun opportunity.
Yeah, that was literally the most fun I've had since we've been here. And we haven't even been doing any videos because we've been having so much fun. We've been here this is our third full day.
Oh gosh.
And this is our first real video. So
Yeah. Well, we're gonna rehydrate. Okay, after we cleaned up, cooled off, and rehydrated, then we headed in the golf cart over to the new Eastport Middleton area. We did a separate video kind of sneak peeking new construction. Make sure you go back and watch that video because we're just going to hit some of the highlights here for you.
we're at the high school now, the new high school over in Eastport. If you look through there, you can see a giant football stadium. You can see the stadium on the right-hand side. This is something they call the Tracy Performing Arts Center at the high school. Looks like a beautiful facility. This is the high school itself. This is the second high school from our understanding in the Villages.
And here you can see the new elementary and middle school as well. We saw lots of wildlife this week, but never an actual alligator. Later on this day, we'll go for a boat ride on Lake Sumter, and our captain said he saw an alligator, and I tried to take a picture. You be the judge of whether I caught it. Next, we decided to head over to Lake Sumter. Several villagers had recommended an Italian restaurant called Red Sauce, and I looked online and saw that they had some pretty decent pricing for lunches. So we figured out when the lunch specials ended and headed over there in time to hit the tail end of that. It was not crowded at all while we were there. Of course, we were eating at sort of an off time. They brought out a basket of some different types of bread with some herbed butter, and then there was some oil and vinegar on the table. I got the chicken piccata. John got the chicken parmesan. They were both very tasty. We felt like the prices were very reasonable at lunch. Portions were great. They were having some sort of air conditioning problem, so they had some extra equipment going, trying to keep it comfortable. We were fine, but a lot of people did choose to eat outside. A little rainy right now. We just had a great dinner. Some live music here at Gators. We're gonna check out the boat situation. Not sure if it goes in the rain. The boat was operating on a weather delay, so we had some time to walk around and explore the area. Unfortunately, we were too full for the ice cream. I thought the sign was pretty cute. I super love going to the movies, so we wanted to check out the theater. So here's a sampling of the movies they had showing back in late July, as well as the prices. Inside the theater was pretty cool. The positioning of these two little figures really reminded me of the Muppet Show. If you know, you know. It looks like they host other events as well. Of course, we had to take a picture of this shop because we have a daughter named Olivia. One thing I really don't appreciate at the squares is that they have speakers around where they're blasting the broadcast of their local radio station. So the Villages has a radio station, which that's cool, but they blast it over the speakers at the square, which will compete with some of the live music and entertainment at the different restaurants, as well as the actual like square entertainment from 5 to 9 every night. So to me, at best, it's distracting, and I don't like to hear all the ads, the commercials, and I just would prefer not to have that extra noise. And it just doesn't contribute to a pleasant atmosphere, in my humble opinion. It also makes it difficult to video without getting copyright strikes on YouTube, so I'm having to voice over. But I do like the downtown area of Lake Sumter. Seems like there's a nice variety of restaurants and shops. Again, I think they do a great job at the Villages with the landscaping and the theming, and they even created a fake lock dam, which John was absolutely obsessed with. I saw this sign and took a picture of it and never remembered to do it, so let me know if you've used it. Talk about good fortune. We were here on Wednesday. They had all kinds of pirate decorations because they were promoting some kind of pirate chocolate camp, which sounds amazing.
We have it from this side, or we have it from this side.
That's so cool. You won't like this one.
What flavor did you go with?
Coconut. Their attention to detail with the theming, from the public restrooms to the fake railroad ties, just extraordinary. And sorry, if I had to see this, then so do you. As I've said before in other videos, no visit to a town square is complete without visiting the sales center. The layers of details, from things they put on bookshelves and in cubbies and on the tables, it's just, it's really, it's something. You can also check out the maps of the Well Point area, which is where our house was located, as well as the bigger area of Eastport, which they're building. You can see the available lots and the lots that are already claimed. Just hanging out on the porch of the sales center until the rain stops. The Duckstones are here because it's raining. The music guy's still going. Not much of a crowd because of the weather.
The weather finally cleared up and we were able to take our boat ride at Lake Sumter. This shot is actually of a two-story house in the Villages. There are only 78 two-story houses out of about 80,000 houses currently. They no longer build two-story houses. If you do decide to do the boat ride, which I would recommend, then tell them that you're on a lifestyle visit. As long as it's your first lifestyle visit, they'll actually let you do the boat ride for free.
We had actually paid for our boat ride, and then when they found out we were on a lifestyle visit, they refunded our money.
If you look in the middle of this shot, at the very edge of the water next to the reeds, you can see what is actually a floating alligator in the water. They had to point it out to us, and it was really probably a good 100 yards, 200 yards maybe away from us at the time we were on the boat. But this is the only alligator we actually saw in the Villages.
I never actually saw it. I just snapped the picture, trusting that the captain knew that it was there.
This is an example of the lengths they go to bring home the theming, kind of like they do at Disney. This is a sunken ship that they bought from someplace and put in the Lake Sumter just to help with the theming. Similarly, this lighthouse actually broke in half during a hurricane at a different location, and the Morse family bought it and brought it to Lake Sumter. This is as we approach the shoreline, as we conclude our cruise. It was pretty short. What, half an hour probably?
Not even, was it?
Not even half an hour. It was pretty short, but it was pretty and easy, so worthwhile. This is a restaurant that's popular in the Lake Sumter area that we did not eat at. I believe it's Cody's. Perhaps somebody can clarify that in the comments.
Yeah, but it's right on the water, so it should have good views.
We got our first mate stickers. We earned them. Actually, Becca really earned them for both of us because they asked us a trivia question at the end of the cruise, and she got it right. Right.
And then we ended up switch, and we'll talk to you later.
See ya.